This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
What's great?
That security guard, it's unfishy with him. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from.
Why would Durk want Von?
The never-before-seen King Von files just dropped in court today, and they're exposing some wild details, including claims that his own closest people may have played a role. One fan even reacted, saying these new King Von files are crazy. His best friend's bodyguards were supposed to protect him, but somehow vanished right when everything went down. And this isn't new either. Von's cousin Bo spoke on this in an interview 2 years ago, saying those bodyguards were nowhere to be found when it mattered most.
Security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the f you let him walk over and fight? You ain't even supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. But that security guard, it's unfishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. Right. So I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
But here's where it gets even more interesting. Those bodyguards were reportedly hired by Lil Durk to watch over Von. Yet they disappeared at the exact moment things turned serious. Even Von's father had something to say, claiming straight up that Von was backdoored.
Because he claimed they backdoored King Von.
I'm going to give you this. It's a backdoor and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm going to tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about to Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him, was it open? Those were the exact words, was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in there.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he died.
That claim actually pushed federal investigators to look deeper into whether Durk had any involvement, and what they uncovered raised serious concerns tying back to their 2019 case. But we'll get into that later. Because to really understand what happened, you've got to go through the official files. From Von's passing, and the details are honestly shocking. Von didn't pass away. Most people think he actually made it to the hospital, went through 2 surgeries, and only passed after a nurse entered his room, which startled him at a critical moment.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Taylor he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
So that leaves the big question, what really went down on November 5th, 2020? Von and his crew were getting ready to hit a club in Atlanta for his album release party, celebrating Welcome to a Block, and the future he was building. Everything seemed lit. But things would take a turn nobody saw coming. Partly because of how Von moved in public, he rolled deep with around 20 people and had extra security, with his manager even speaking on how protected he was.
I travel with one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. I think we about 8-10 cars.
But even with all that security around him, Von still had moments where he'd act impulsively, putting himself in risky situations after the club wrapped up around 2, and the original plan was simple. Head back to the hotel for the night.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
However, King Von would switch up the plans without telling anybody. While on their way back to the hotel, he told his driver to turn around and head to another club called Monaco.
So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. It's we got a call later from people in the car, like, hey, bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from the DJ, was like, hey, bro, you know we here by ourselves. Like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
But that plan quietly changed, and nobody really knew except a few people that decision would end up being one of many that led to what happened next. Instead of heading back, they moved toward Monaco to link up with Vaughn, but when they got there, something felt off. Vaughn was unusually quiet, sitting in the Volvo to what back of his truck, not saying a word to anyone.
For some reason, Vaughn wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes. I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Vaughn. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Vaughn, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right.
After his manager tried a few times to get him talking, Vaughn finally got up and prepared to go inside the club. But before stepping in, security was sent ahead to check if everything inside was clear.
We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Vaughn's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. So they do their rounds. They go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
While security was doing their sweep, someone from Vaughn's crew spotted Quando Rondo sitting inside a white SUV and immediately reported it back to Vaughn.
One of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Vaughn just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
Vaughn didn't hesitate. He jumped up, stepped out the truck, and you can see him all in white walking straight toward Quando's car, clearly ready to confront him.
He jumped out the car. By the time Vaughn jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Vaughn got the upper hand in the fight, but things escalated fast. One of Quando's people, Lil Tim, came from behind the white SUV and fired multiple shots at Vaughn's crew, instantly fired back, hitting Tim and dropping him to the ground. Then it got even messier. Off-duty police heard the shots and turning it into a full-on shootout between multiple sides in the chaos. Another member of Vaughn's crew also lost his life, and while all of this was happening, Vaughn was down on the ground with Quando, and witnesses claimed he was holding on to him almost like a shield, trying to...
Vaughn's chain, or... honest truth, I don't think B-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Vaughn was actually holding on to him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting, he's that strong, like, he just, like, he was literally holding.
Once things cooled off for a moment after officers briefly stepped away, the focus instantly shifted to saving King Vaughn. His close friend Moo rushed into the street, pulled Quando Rondo away from Vaughn, and lifted Vaughn up to get him into the getaway car. At the same time, Quando's crew quickly got back into their white SUV and left the scene. What really stood out, though, even after everything, Vaughn stayed completely calm in the car, reassuring everyone around him that he was going to be okay.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get him to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
This is where things took a serious turn. Vaughn was rushed into surgery at the hospital after undergoing 2 procedures. Reports say he got startled in the recovery room while looking for a firearm. What's strange is his cousin Bo had already hinted 2 years ago that Vaughn didn't even have a firearm on him, something that only became public recently. It raises a lot of questions.
Like you said, the King Von situation. Like there was absolutely no reason for Vaughn to be rolling around with that dude. Like there was no, especially since he had security. Like
King,
I almost feel like but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging over everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Because I like King Von.
However, the news of King Von passing would quickly hit news headlines.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people think was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
But there were a lot of people who hated King Von, and they shared how they were happy when they heard the news.
When you looked at King Von getting, how did you feel, considering the animosity between you guys up to that point?
Like my real, like, first action
Yeah.
Oh, I was happy.
You're happy.
I was happy.
When you heard that, considering the back and forth that y'all have had in your own ways, how did you feel?
Kind of happy.
You were happy?
Can I say I was kind of happy? No, seriously, I was though. It was up. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he did. But I was happy as when I found out Von was there. I cooked for the whole day for all the people.
And eventually, we also got to hear Quando Rondo's side of things through an interview he later.
Well, on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. It could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out. Or whatever, like they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Even Lil Tim did an interview saying something similar.
To know, like, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off.
Meanwhile, Lil Tim survived his injuries and was arrested, facing charges for Von's passing. But after bringing in legal defense, his team argued it was self-defense, claiming he was protecting Quando. The judge agreed, and the case was dismissed before even reaching indictment. Still, Von's circle wasn't willing to just move on. In the months that followed, retaliation hit Quando.
Now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
That retaliation led to the death of Lil Pav, and news footage even captured the moment Quando realized what had happened. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. What made it even more controversial was Lil Durk referencing Quando's reaction in his music, mocking the moment with the line, "A look on the news and see your son screaming no." He also dropped another line that many took as him claiming involvement. "They like Durk. He a singer. He won't do something. You can believe whatever you want. I got your folks hit. But here's where things get even deeper. If Von had never passed, Durk Ravian might have actually been facing serious prison time in a completely separate case. Back in February 2019, a robbery happened near the Varsity in Atlanta. Cash jewelry and a Jeep were taken, and surveillance footage captured key details. By June, during a probable cause hearing, a detective testified that Durk was seen firing from the vehicle while Von was allegedly behind the wheel. The judge ruled there was enough evidence to move forward, leading to Von's arrest.
What? Atlanta goes. Yeah. You do, I hate it like this, partner. You ain't never give me no hard time. Hey, man, when you can't explain to your hunt, man, like, it's not, we don't know what your case is. We just people come pick you up.
Just a week later, bond hearings followed. Durk was granted a $250 zero bond with strict conditions. But then came a major twist. In October 2022, prosecutors in Fulton County dropped all charges against Durk, stating it was in the interest of justice. A big reason: Von's passing in 2020. Some believe that alone could have removed key evidence and even raised questions about whether Von's death indirectly benefited Durk legally.
Durk, why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't even no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting thing.
He was signing the boys. He was a Ron wasn't no.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that. Which was
come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney?" He got a public defender.
Court records later suggested the case was quietly closed, sparking speculation that some kind of behind-the-scenes deal may have taken place to avoid trial altogether. That theory gained more attention when reports surfaced quoting Vaughn's father, who claimed Vaughn was allegedly set up and that both his and Lil Pap's deaths were connected.
Oh, no, he ain't take my life. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they plan. They made themselves get caught. This is what come a long way. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
Oh, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that with the whole narrative about Bonnie snitching with the text messages? Like that?
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
No, that's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Vaughn, some people like, man, what you gonna tell on some birds on Vaughn?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm free to know what the Vaughn name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Vaughn. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated you orchestrated it, and guess who you work for?
After all of this life around a block changed drastically, the energy shifted people became more cautious, more aware, especially after seeing something.
Check it out. Let's walk over and see this little Vaughn picture.
I know it's a lot of options. When y'all see where I'm at.
Why is this black truck? See it right here.
Which members later showed during an Instagram live.
Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.